Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you? How's your day been today so far? How's your weekend been so far? Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. So it's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by the fans for you fans. Your opinion matters. So come on, get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kickoff time. Come on, you Foxes.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I hope you're good. Mark Watson, are we being proactive or instead of reactive? I'm not quite sure it's easy. Swansea made us work hard for that, but I know where you're coming from. LCFC, great. Morning, Jamie. What a record-breaking performance. What a record-breaking team. And we could have had a month's break and still win. Yes, well, we looked a bit rusty the first 20 minutes, but we got there in the end. Morning, Jono. Morning, whoever I'm not sure who it is. Is it Matt? I'm not quite sure. You need to just click on the link. Morning, Andy. How are you, pal? Let's just move the comments up. Yes, straight back up. I think we are going. Morning, Jamie. Great team performance yesterday. Up the Foxes. 3 goals, 3 points. Great performance. We're going to talk about that performance because slight indifference. I didn't think the first half was brilliant. It was okay. Didn't think it was brilliant, but it was okay. But the second half was spot on. 10 out of 10. That's one of the questions I'm going to ask you later. But first of all, I'm going to bring Reedy in because Reedy is a little bit tired this morning. He had a bit of a long day yesterday, didn't you, Reedy?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Swansea and back. He had a 12, 13-hour day. Most of us do that every day of the week for work. He went to football, but he's a little bit tired. He's a bit tired, Wiley, aren't you, Reedy?
Oh, yeah, but I'm fine. At least I'm awake for your show today.
You're awake. You're wide and awake. That's good. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Well, maybe not quite bright-eyed, but near enough bushy-tailed. Right, let's bring Jono in. How are you, Jono? How are you?
Very good, very good.
Good. You enjoying being up there in Newcastle, being a Leicester fan? Is it?
Yeah, it's great. You know, both sets of fans are in a good mood, so it's been nice.
Morning. Yeah, well, we are because Newcastle are flying. Did they win 4-0 yesterday or 4-1? I think it was
4-0. They destroyed them.
4-0. Chris, I've seen you there. Just hang fire. I'm going to bring you in a few minutes, Chris. Morning, Tom. How are you, pal? Morning, Jamie. Record breakers. Leicester City Express keeps on rolling down the track. Yes, it does. Joseph, morning to you, pal. How are you? Reedy, Matt Pitt himself, his favourite player in the whole world, scored. We'll get on to that in a minute. We will get on to Reedy's favourite player in a minute. But I want to ask this question for you two and anybody in the comments. Put in your comments, sorry. I want to know what you gave the first half performance out of 10 to what you gave the second half performance out of 10. Because me personally, I would give the first half performance 6.5 out of 10, but the second half, 10 out of 10. The only reason that I would give the first half 6.5, 6 to 6.5 was because just the lack of the final ball in that final third of the pitch. And we're 1-0 down. We only had one chance on one header on goal by Dewsbury Hall, I think it was in the first half. That's why I've only given it 6.5 out of 10. Reedy, what would you say, pal?
I thought it was frustrating at times in the first half. I will admit that. I thought the amount of times we had the ball in the box and around the goal area and we didn't put anything in. Like I say, there was one where Vardy literally could have just tapped it in the net from a ball across box. We had a few of them. A few times we had the ball straight into the keeper's hands and he didn't really get tested. So I get what you mean, but I still thought it was a good first half and I thought we'd probably deserve to score before Westergaard did. So I will say it was probably about an 8. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's because we didn't really score from the chances we had. That was the main thing.
Yeah, that was it. It was just, I understand where people are coming from. Yeah, it's a process. We've been told you've got to be patient, Jono. I'm a little bit impatient at times, though. So I think that's where that comes from me, that I'm a bit impatient, but it's working. It is working, and we've got to trust the Enzo way, haven't we, Jono?
It's just, I've said this all season, it's just the ability for him to say to the players, go 1-0 down, don't panic, like, we're going to score. Like, just stay calm, we'll be fine. Mentality is just so nice to see, where if we go down 1-0, heads don't drop, and then that's it, game over like we did last season. We're still going to push and fight. Yes, the first half wasn't the best, but the second half was just unreal. Like Enzo said, look, we've been playing the better team. Let's just win the game. Like, let's just finish them off.
I mean, Swansea did give us a good run, didn't they? They went toe-to-toe for us for that first half. They did go toe-to-toe. And when they took the lead, I think they deserved the lead, actually, because they played some decent football. And you could see it coming. But like Jono just said, Reedy, our heads didn't go down after we went 1-0. Last year, we'd have capitulated and probably lost 3 or 4-0. But this year, like the Enzo factor, the Enzo way, whatever you want to call it, he's got keeping the heads up. And it showed when your man, shall we say, your favourite man ever, scored off the old Crown Jewels to put it in the back of the net. And he ran straight back, didn't he? He ran straight back. He just little punch in the. I'm not thinking he forgot how to celebrate, to be honest, really.
I think he doesn't know how to celebrate because he's not scoring about how long.
Wanted to get the game started, didn't he? And I think that proves that in their heads they just want to carry on and carry on.
Yeah,
I think it's because we did deserve to be either drawing or winning in the first half, in my opinion. After when it got to half time, I thought like we probably deserved the chances we had to be either drawing or in the lead. And you can't deny that Swansea's goal, as much as it was a big deflection, it was a good goal from a corner, and it was kind of their only big chance. But like I say, Vestergaard really didn't even know what he was doing.
There was a big chance in the first half, really.
I can't remember many chances they had, but I'll have to rewatch it. But I can only remember the big chance where they obviously scored.
You can't remember the stop that Hermanson made on Ricky P's sloppy pass right in front of you.
Was that in the first half?
No, that was second half. Or you on about the first
half? I was talking about just first half.
Ah, right. Sorry, I thought you were.
Because you were saying that they did test us, but I think they tested us a lot more in the second half, because at times I thought we weren't the better team in the second half because they were on us like I don't know what.
Right, let's bring Chris in. He's been waiting patiently there. He's all the way in Peterborough. Let's get Chris in. Morning, Chris. How are you, pal?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I brought you in on Vestergaard's goal because I can't remember whether you were a Vestergaard fan or not. I can't really remember. No, he's not with you really on Vestergaard. But you've got to give credit where credit's due. He was at the depth of despair last year. He wasn't playing a game. Now, all of a sudden, he's sort of the star, not star man, but he's one of the first names on the T-sheet. And he's keeping Connor Cody out. You never thought you'd have said that, would you, at the start of the season, Chris?
No, I mean, it pains me. It really does, because like this time last season, I said I'm giving Vestergaard like a -10 because I generally thought he was one of the worst defenders we have. But yeah, full credit to him. He's found his level, and he's been absolutely superb this season. But yeah, it hurts because it hurts having to eat humble pie every now and then.
I've never been his biggest fan, but I've never been Vestergaard's biggest critic. He always looked good at Southampton, but when he came to us, I just don't think he was given a run of games to prove himself, really. It was 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Nothing major, was it?
Because he was a scapegoat. He kept getting brought on by Rodgers in the 60th, 70th, 80th minute, and then we can go and concede, and people just go, "Oh, why the hell did we bring Vestergaard on?" Yeah, that's the situation it was.
Patrick's here. Let's not go overboard. Vestergaard found his level. He will get slaughtered in the Prem. We're in the Championship at the minute, and he's doing fantastic well for us. So that's all I'm bothered about. As long as he's doing well now, sort out next season, once we've gone up. So yeah, he might get slaughtered in the Prem, but at this moment in time, he's doing. I think he's doing very well for us.
Absolutely.
Another thing that. Who would have you were there? Let's see if there's any difference from watching it on the TV to actually being there. Who would you given man of the match?
I've heard
And-
people shouts, but I would I want to give it to either JJ or FaZe. I think both of them were absolutely outstanding.
See, I didn't think JJ played that well. For me, it'd have been Dewsbury Hall. He ran that midfield.
Yeah,
Him and Winks ran
I'd
that
gone
midfield.
KDH.
And I would give it Dewsbury Hall, especially in the second half performance. I would have given it Dewsbury Hall. But JJ to me didn't seem to have. He had a good game, but not probably the best game I've ever seen him.
I think it's just because he tracked back quite a bit and he did well with the tackles in the last in our defensive third anyway. So
yeah, people are putting in the comments. Mac has put KDH. LCFC Grey has also put KDH as well. Yeah, to me, KDH should have run that. Winks, I keep saying this. It seems like an upgrade to Yuri Tillemans, even though it only cost 10 million and Tillemans cost 40 million, Jono. I just don't know. He does the simple things very well, Jono, doesn't he? He wins the ball and he drives forward. Where Tillemans didn't really do that.
He cares. Tillemans did not care at all about the club, about what we're trying to achieve. You know what it meant to the fans if we got relegated. He didn't care. And Winks is like, you know what? I'm going to prove myself that I'm still actually a good player. And he's not doing anything fancy. He's just doing his job and he's doing it very well, which is why if someone said to me Tillemans or Winks, I'll just laugh and say, not even a question, just Winks any day of the week. Winks is he's just changed everything.
Yeah.
I also think, sorry, Jeremy, but I also think that Harry's also got England on the mind because he's fallen out of favour at England. So this could be his potential chance to show Southgate that, yeah, he's still very much in there and he should still be considered.
See, that was going to be one of my next questions. You sort of beat me to it there, Chris.
Sorry.
So you think, no, so that's fine. That's fine. You must be telepathetic like me, to be honest.
I'm pathetic, but probably not telly.
Has he got a chance of being in that England squad again, Reedy, do you think?
who's he? Sorry,
Winks on his form now? Or is it
Unfortunately, no, he's not got any chance. It's Southgate. He just pick people from Man City. Phillips will get over him. That's the situation we're in right now. Phillips is barely playing a game for Man City and he still gets played. So that's how it works and that's how it's going to be. Winks is never going to get in there unless he's going to be in a Premier League side.
Yeah. See, like Patrick said, Winks is one booking away. I think he's been one booking away for 3 games now, hasn't he? So he's sort of reined that in a little bit. But if Winks gets injured, Jono, who are we going to replace him with? That's the huge problem because we've got people, 2 people for every position, apart from Harry Winks and Callum Doyle, who's now got injured, unfortunately. So who do you put there? My option would be move Ricky P to that position because he's quite fast on the ball and he likes driving forward, and put Chowdhury in fullback if he gets injured or he gets suspended.
Well, when does Pratt come out of injuries in the new year?
Unfortunately.
I would have to.
It's difficult, isn't it?
If anything, I could actually don't swap Chowdhury and Picard. I'd put Chowdhury there because he also, he can also drive wars with the ball. He can also slip into DM. So I think Chowdhury could also not like obviously good as Winks, but I think he could actually do a job there.
Yeah, but let's hope he doesn't get for the odd game. It's not going to matter for the odd game, I don't think. But it's just
that's where the January transfer window kind of comes in as well.
Yeah,
need to buy players from that position.
Yeah, that'd be the problem that happens when it happens. We don't really need to talk about that at the minute. But also the thing I want to talk about is, Reedy, you were there. It was 2-1 with 20-odd minutes to go, and we missed them 2 glorious chances from Vardy and Ndidi. Did you think that would come back and bite us on the arse yesterday?
Well, like I said before,
game over at 2-1.
Like I said before, they were on top of us by that point. I honestly thought they were going to score because they had quite a few I wouldn't say good chance, but they had quite a few attacking threats on us. And then obviously Kel went through and scored the third. And I knew we'd probably be able to keep the score as it was and keep the win, but I was at times worried that we weren't doing enough to keep hold of the ball and just make sure we weren't going to lose this game. And we obviously did well because Kel came on, and I think many people were calling for Kel at that point because I don't think Vardy was getting because we were losing the ball a lot. We needed someone to hold the ball up, and that's where Kel came in and basically did the job, and he automatically scored the moment he came on. So it was great to see.
I mean, that was a pride that Vardy, the one that Vardy missed when he rounded the keeper. I was expecting him to hit it first time, like he would normally do, or at least draw the keeper out. Not try and take. I was so surprised when he did what he did, to be honest. But in the end, it didn't cost us. But there is a record, Chris. I don't know whether you know that the last 30 minutes of the game, we are 15-0 up. In the last 30 minutes of games, 15 goals, and we haven't conceded one. Well, last year we were conceding goals left, right, and centre. That's some going, that isn't it? Score 15 goals. That's killing teams off, isn't it, pal?
Absolutely. And I mean, Nacho, it was great seeing Nacho Man back on the score. I'll never diss the GOAT. I'm sorry, really. I'll never diss the GOAT.
He scored 4 in 4 now, Chris. Only 4 consecutive games he scored. Yeah,
absolutely. Could we potentially be seeing another record being broken? Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. But no, I personally think that we're certainly in a very, very strong position. We've got Sunderland on Tuesday as well. That's going to be
very hard.
Well, for me and my family, that's going to be a special match because obviously my late godfather was a massive Sunderland fan. So yeah, that's going to be at the heartstrings, that one.
It certainly will. Reedy, Adgun, he got taken off. It was only a precautional measure. He wasn't really injured. He just got taken off, and Enzo said he's fine after the game, just to make sure, which is rather safe than sorry, isn't it? What do you think to Adgun so far? Or would you just let him float down the river?
He is a lot in my eyes, he's better than someone like Cassidy. Yes, they're in different positions, but when Atgun's been playing more of a central role in that Indeedy kind of style player, he absolutely smashed it. He played against Norwich in that position. I think he played Blackburn in that position, and he did well. He's done very well in that sort of attacking mid role. On the wing, I don't think he's as good. I think someone like Fatih obviously showed that he is probably that winger style we need to play there. But Atgun, for me, we've already started him and we've already substituted him quite a few times. And like I said, he's got 25 games to play for us before we have to permanently buy him. And at the moment, how many games he's played? Probably about 8, both substitution and obviously starting. So he's looking like Enzo wants to get him.
Yeah. Great. Casey McAteer, I think he's back after the next international week. He's out training. He's out on grass running, but he's not training with the first team yet. There was records broke yesterday again. The best ever start, 7 wins in a row, 6 away wins in a row. First time for us and the first time ever in the championship. We're now 5 points clear of second, 11 points clear of third, most goals scored, least goals conceded, and the best goal difference. Jono, it can only get better, can't it, pal?
I mean, it can't get any better, but it can certainly get worse. But
shut up, Jono. I'm trying to be positive, and you're Jono.
But no, it's just
we're good.
It's not. I know we're not in the Premier League, but at the moment I don't care. Like we're doing. I agree with Reedy that I think Leicester kind of needed to get relegated to get rid of all the dead wood, change their staff, get rid of all the fans that are like, the glory fans who want to, stick with us because we won the Prem and, got a manager in who's stubborn. No, not stubborn. No more stubborn managers, but, more strict managers. And it's just a breath of fresh air seeing the club in a different light. And it's nice to see the club just playing well. No stupid VAR. And it's just.
Yesterday, right, there was how many games in the championship? 8 games in the championship yesterday. No sending offs. In the
Premier League yesterday.
No, hold on. In the championship?
No, in the Premier League there was 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, that's what I mean. Sorry, the Premiership there was 8 games and there was 3 or 4 sending offs. In the Championship there was 11 games and there was no sending offs whatsoever.
I think it's just because they've got a video of it. That's the thing.
So nice you can just get on with playing football, isn't it, Chris? Instead of worrying about this, worrying about that, handball this, offside that, did it cross the line, blah de blah de blah. It's just fantastic, isn't it? Watching games that have got no VAR whatsoever.
Although to be fair, I mean, most of our goals, I think there would have been a couple, probably about 3 or 4 that would have been ruled off by VAR. But I don't think that many of our goals would have been ruled out, even if it was in the Premier League. But I completely agree that we needed this relegation. A lot of people, and I still believe we were harshly relegated because I believe Everton should have been deducted points. But regardless, we needed it, and we're now we're top of the league for a reason. So we're too good.
Hold on a minute, Helena. Hello, I saw your daughter last week on the day we shut. It's nice to meet you. Shame your son-in-law's a West Brom fan, Helena, but nice to meet your daughter. Next time, I hope you're with your daughter next time. I've just seen a comment come up, so I said I'd say hello to her. That was all. I nearly forgot then. Go on, Chris. Sorry, carry on.
No, as I say, so we definitely need a relegation. We've now had a refresh, and with Enzo, he's immediately changed the Rodgers way of playing. And that makes it so much better. So yes, so people say, will we be okay in the Premier League again? I'm thinking, why not? Because we're under Enzo now. We're not under Rodgers. We're not doing this whole defensive-minded rubbish that we used to do in the Premier League.
And this is one thing, Reedy, that I didn't want to see at all, or even mentioned. Hold on, here we go.
I can't lie. I've had these thoughts as well. If we go up, I don't think he will leave because he's got us up and he's come here for a reason. He wants to get us in the Premier League. But January or if a manager gets sacked in the Premier League before the end of the season, will people start sniffing? And that's going to be the issue. That's going to be the issue. Yeah. If he stays to the end of the season, he won't go because he has a chance to manage in the Premier League. I just don't know if.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Just one thing, everyone. I've seen quite a few comments today about we're nearly at 40 points. 40 points, that's Premier League relegation. There's 8 more games in the Championship. So it's another, I think, at least 12 points on top of that. So it's about 50, 52, I think it is, that we need. So it's not 40 points. That's Premiership 40 points. So let's get it right. That's not, we're nowhere near safe yet. We need at least another 20 more points for being safe, really. But we're not talking about relegation this year, are you? We're talking about going that way.
I said a few weeks ago as well, and I said yesterday that I do think we're going to be champions with 10 games to go. With how we've been playing and the gap that we're getting from first to second and first to third, if we keep going the way we are and we're winning and the other teams are getting 1 point or a loss every game, we're going to get a massive gap, and that's where we're going to just win the title without even thinking.
See, on one of the first shows, I think the first show of the season, or just before the first season started, the week before, Locks was on here, and Locks says, "Oh yeah, we're going to beat the record points of 106, get so many points." I thought he didn't say that, but he said we're going to beat the record, and I kept saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to win it without losing a game," and I said mine a bit in tongue in cheek, but Locks keeps sticking to this. It's fair play to him, and I can see that happening now. And he's been on all leagues TV. Saying exactly the same thing, and they're laughing at him. But I can see it now. We are going to beat 106 points quite easily, I think. Chris? Yes?
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. The one match that I'm eagerly looking forward to, which in my opinion could be a potential title winner, even though it's really early in the season, is our Boxing Day fixture against Ipswich.
Yeah. And if that's not on TV, I will be very surprised.
It should be. Definitely.
But yeah, the Ipswich one is the big one. I mean, you think out of the top 11, we have played 5 out of that top 11 and beat them all.
Well, if you've beaten Preston, you've beaten Norwich, you've beaten if you beat Ipswich, you'd go and think you have to beat every single team
Blackburn,
going in the
Cardiff,
season.
Norwich,
One
you beat
team,
them. They're all in the top 11.
there's one team apart from Ipswich I'm really scared of, and that's Leeds. There's two teams I'm scared of, and that's Ipswich and Leeds. Those two I'm
Only
scared
thing
of.
is, I actually know this. We've got a really bad record against Ipswich on Boxing Day, because I remember back in, I think it was 02-03, when it was our first season in the Walker Stadium, as it was back then. We lost 2-1 to Ipswich on Boxing Day, but that was
the
at
last
home.
minute goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We then played Ipswich, I think it was about 4 or 5 seasons later, again on Boxing Day, and we won 2-0, I think it was. But then we played them again on a Boxing Day and we lost 4-0 or something like that. So we got a really bad record. So, but hopefully we'll be able to.
Chris, we don't want to talk about that. What do you want to talk
We're
about?
home this time. We're under Enzo.
No, we're not. Not against Ipswich on Boxing Day. We're not.
Are we not?
Boxing Day, we're away.
Yeah, we're away.
Yeah, we're away to the Ipswich. That's the difference.
Oh yes, we are. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people have said. I mean, this moment in time, without even thinking about it, Reedy, who's the two clubs that will challenge us for that 1 and 2 place?
I'm gonna.
And Sunderland. That's who I'm gonna. I think Ipswich will fall away.
I think Ipswich will fall away too. I don't think they're gonna have the team to do it and the squad depth. But I said it yesterday. I think Leeds are the one to chase us. If I'm totally honest, I don't think they'll get to the point where they'll be neck and neck with us, because we're already 11 points different to them. But
yeah,
I think they'll be the second runners and they'll get promotion. But I think the other one that could do it is, I don't know. I want to say something like Norwich, but they just keep losing games when you don't expect them to either. So I think the only two teams that I could see easily getting promotion at the moment is Leeds and.
I mean,
Leicester.
in the next 2 weeks, we've got Sunderland, QPR, and then Leeds. We haven't got a midweek game, have we? After QPR, Leeds on the Friday. They're the ones that we've got to. They're 3 big games there. Well, they're all big games, isn't they? All big games. We've got to do the job.
More than everyone get out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not scared, because when we were playing Norwich, we thought, oh, this is going to be a really tough match, and we killed them. So, no, I don't think it's time to worry at all. I mean, when it comes to Leeds, I think it was Leicester and Leeds were both sort of up there to go up. Yeah. So
Mark's got Leeds and Southampton. Morning, Mark. Another one I've seen in the bar this week. It's like a Fox's Arms reunion in a minute. Everyone keeps coming into the bar and putting the comments up. So Mark's gone for Leeds and Southampton. I think that's not a bad shout, Leeds and Southampton.
Do you know what? As well, sorry, Jamie. Looking at the table on my screen before we obviously bring up later, is that there's a lot of teams now starting to win back to back games. Middlesbrough won back to 5 games in a row. You've got Leeds who won 4 out of 5. You've got Southampton who have not lost in 4. There's a lot of teams now starting to get a bit of form going.
But we've just beaten a team that won their past 4 games.
Oh no, I get that. That's been where you say if you beat Leeds, if you beat Ipswich, you will start seeing an even bigger gap. That's the thing.
I think you guys.
Hold on a minute, Trevor. I'm not quite sure about this comment about we've got to stop leaking goals. Maybe we've got to stop leaking sloppy goals.
Because you conceded 7 all season.
If you think about the goals we've conceded, I think they've been from sloppy errors. I think you've got to cut out the sloppy mistakes and would have had more clean sheets. But trying to concede 7 goals and score 26, that's a plus 19 goal difference. It's
two things.
I think more sloppy goals. I think you're missing a word out there. Sloppy more than anything.
The Swansea goal wasn't an error. That was just. I think they just scored a good goal. Like we cleared it, and then they just obviously just cleaned it up after the box. We couldn't do anything about that. But on the Ipswich front, I feel everyone's underestimating them. I think they don't need. I think the morale of the team, of the fans behind them, and their spirit will just. I think then when we won the Prem, I was like, they're going to fall off. you know, how Leicester on earth are going to continue this form and win the league. We had awful bench. We couldn't, you know, we didn't have a good bench, but we kept on plugging, winning each game, and we won the title. I think Ipswich are going to be in around us the whole season. I can't see.
Ain't it nice though, Jono? You said about the bench. Ain't it nice now this season having a bench you can rely on? It's the strongest bench we've had for a few years, I think.
I love that. When we bring
years, you've like been putting square pegs into round holes to fit players on the bench. Now you've got people that can come in and do a couple of jobs, and actually the bench looks the strongest it's been for a long time.
In the Prem last season, when we brought someone on, I was like, oh, why are we bringing on them for? Vestergaard, we're bringing on.
Don't talk about the goat like that, mate.
Don't talk about it. He lady scores goals.
No, the goat is Jamie Vardy.
But what I mean is that
the goat is Jamie Vardy. Always will be. Don't ever replace the goat. I'm sorry, never.
All we've got players on now, we're like they can make a difference. You know, like yesterday, Iheanacho scored. You know what I mean? Now they're going to make a difference.
I will say this though. We have gone a down step, yes, but what I will say is, and Jamie even said it, we scored 15 goals and conceded none in the last 15 minutes. That's 30 minutes, but that's where we've brought on players who are Premier League level or higher level than the Championship to come on and basically just play out the game as if we've got a new team. That's what's happening. And that's why we're not conceding, because you bring on the likes of Connor Cody in the 60th, 70th, 80th minute. What's that? That's basically just bringing on another Premier League defender.
Yesterday, you probably wouldn't have noticed this, Reader, but because I was watching it on the TV, Cody and Hamza Chowdhury were ready to come on in the 89th minute. They didn't get on till the 94th minute. They were stood there for 5 minutes waiting to get on because, one, Leicester kept the ball. Two, Swansea couldn't get it off them and get it out. There was no stoppage for about 5 minutes. But when you've got Chowdhury and Cody coming on, to show
that's what I mean. Chowdhury outclassed Salah when he was playing against Liverpool a few years ago. That's the level. That's the level. Do you know what I mean? You've got Connor Cody, who's been playing for Everton and Wolves the last couple of years, and you're bringing them on. And they're not even starting. That's where you're bringing players that are easily too good for the league.
Yeah. Chris, before you go, thanks for joining me. Sunderland scoreline on Tuesday night.
Yeah. Just because of my heart's in it, I'm going to go for another 3-1.
Ooh, no clean sheets at home from Chris. And do you think there'll be many changes, Chris?
No, none.
None. We think Vardy might play 2 games in 4 days. Don't think Nacho might.
No, I generally think, if it's strong enough, why change it?
Yeah, I agree with you there, Chris. But I think Vardy won't play. I don't think there'll be any other changes. I think Vardy won't play. I think Nacho. That's my only change. But Chris, it's been a pleasure as normal. We shall see you again soon, mate.
Yep.
Be good. Cheers. There's Chris going for a 3-1 win on Tuesday night. Jono, what are you going for?
2-1. I think Sunderland will score because they're also scoring lots of goals. But I feel that we're at home. I think that's a bit. If we were away with Sunderland, I'll be a bit more of going towards a draw. But since we're at the King Power 2-1, I think we'll concede, but I think we'll score more.
Well, yeah, let's hope we do can score more. And changes. Do you think many changes?
Vardy
went for Wout Fez because he played 2 games for Belgium.
I could see Iheanacho for Vardy, and that's it really. I can't keep Vestergaard. Don't change that defensive line unless you absolutely have to, because when you start changing defense too often, you don't have that. You need that communication. Yeah. They know what they're doing with each other. So don't change it.
The game before, what was it? Stoke. They made 4 changes against Stoke. Nothing changed, did it? We won 2-0.
Don't change the front players. Don't change the defence.
But it's like, thing is though, John, I think it's like confidence that Enzo's giving the players confidence just to come in, and it helps them.
Yeah.
Where Rodgers wouldn't change it no matter what. He wouldn't change it at all. So, John, what did you say? 2-1 and Nacho for Vardy being the only one.
Yeah.
Right then, pal. See you next week, matey. Cheers for joining me.
See you later.
Cheers, pal. Enjoy Newcastle. Read it. Another successful show. What are you doing? You going straight back to bed after having a 12-hour day yesterday?
No, I'll have the day out now. Why not?
12 hours a day watching football. What more could you want? And Reedy's tired. Reedy's tired, wired. He's a bit
I'm
tired.
all right.
You're all right. He'll power on through. Reedy, what do you think to Tuesday night? You'll be there, won't you, Tuesday night?
Of course I will, mate. I'm gonna say 2-0, and I don't know. I've said it's gonna be a hard one, but I'm not sure it's gonna be as hard as I think it's gonna be. Like I say, they are scoring goals. They are a tough team, but they have lost to Stoke, and Stoke are in awful form. So anything can happen, and I think we'll be too good for them as well.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I think it'll be Vardy, Nacho for Vardy. Maybe Cody for Wout Fez because he's played 2 games international football. He might come in, might bring him in. That doesn't make a lot of difference to the lineup, I don't think. I don't think there'll be much more changes. But other than that, I think that'll be about it. And I don't know the scoreline. Like you say, it's going to be a tough game. But we're going to win. Well, I don't know. I don't want them to concede. I want another clean sheet. So 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. We'll go for another 2-0. Last time we played a team in red and white stripes, we won 2-0. This time, red and white stripes, 2-0. That's what we. So yeah, 2-0. Just could we beat the last team in red and white stripes?
There you go.
Right then, Reedy. Been much appreciated, mate.
You might want to forget something as well, mate.
Oh Jesus, yes, I have. I forgot something, haven't I? You know what? Yes. And on that note, Reedy, it's good here, isn't it? It is really.
Yes,
good.
it is.
How do you feel this morning?
We're going straight back up, mate.
We are going straight back up. We are, Reedy. We are going straight back up, ain't we, pal? That's
Yes,
what
we are.
Need to do. That's what we need to do. Rightio then, Reedy. I shall speak to you through the week, pal. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, mate. Be good.
No worries, mate. Cheers. See you in a bit.
See you later. Cheers all. Thanks for watching. It's been much appreciated. Sunday mornings, every Sunday. Next week, it's 10 o'clock. It's my winter hours next week. We start at 10 o'clock throughout the winter. Should have been 10 o'clock today, but I forgot to tell you all. So it's 10 o'clock next week. For the rest of the winter, I'll be here every morning, 10 o'clock. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, arrivederci. Kill on you, foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.